at the like beginning of like preseason, I had really bad fundamentals. So like this past few months, I've been like picking up the pieces and trying to like improve at the fundamentals one by one. So I know a lot of what goes wrong in my laning phase. But I picked out this game specifically because there's a lot of things that happen in mid game where I just have like no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
And I feel like I just kind of run around like a headless chicken and start dying and getting picked off because I'm just always in the wrong spot.
All right, we can look at that. So we'll go over the early game regardless, and then we'll try and get to that mid game. All right.
Okay.
Um, very weird choice
Yeah.
by the Victor, which is amazing for you because it's largely useless against Orianna. So I mean, when you see that, that's great. Is what it is. Um, Across the board, I'm not really worried about anything else around the map. The only thing I'm concerned about is Rek'Sai's early ganks. Level 3, level
Yeah.
4, she can have some nasty ganks. So as long as you're jungle tracking, we know where he started. You have good quality wards, good quality leaning. We should be all good. But understand that Rek'Sai can do creative gank paths over raptor walls and shit like that. So
Yeah, that's why levels one and or like around level two, I'm kind of scared of the Rek'Sai ganks. I don't really play aggressive in the early levels, and I don't know if I was supposed to be respecting that or not.
okay, so a few things here. There are a lot of different ways to play this matchup. You can play this matchup conservatively and play it relatively slow. You can choose to do so. You can choose to play it very fast and aggressive. Now, I personally love playing this lane very fast as Orianna. I like to do high value Qs through the wave. I like to shove with my auto attacks. I like to get the minion advantage and then really push the pace of the lane, especially if I'm assuming you went time warp.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. If you're going time warp and corrupting pot like this, you need to be pushing very aggressively and making the lane hard for Victor. Victor cannot match this style if he goes for this setup with Phase Rush, Resolve Secondary, and a Doran's Ring. So my intention straight away is, okay, boom, we're going to play this lane very, very fast. We're going to go back for an early tier base and push the pace of this game and dominate the 1v1 while leaning heavy to one side. So overall, that's what I'd be looking to do here.
Yeah. So that was like my so I don't know what happened to be honest, but that was like my plan in loading screen. And then I don't know, I feel like as the minions were coming in, I was just kind of hit me that like, oh, I can get level 2 ganked by Rek'Sai, and then I don't really follow through on this game
You
plan.
can't. You can't get level 2 ganks by Rek'Sai. He
Okay.
can't level 2 gank. He can only level 3 gank.
Okay.
So yeah, we shouldn't really be giving pressure here, in my opinion. I mean, you
Okay.
can, but it doesn't make sense for how you're itemizing. You can play this conservatively if you really want to, but then just take Doran's Ring and then go magical footwear and biscuits or cosmic insight or something. Okay, so it looks like Rek'Sai started red. Probably either gonna do a 3 camp bot side or a red blue gromp type scenario. All right, so this is already not gonna be good here. He's gonna get level 2 first. He's gonna laze your face. We're giving pressure unnecessarily. And you can't play the way you're playing versus bone plating. If you're gonna get that bone plating, you proc it once with the Q, and then you take another trade afterwards.
Okay.
And if you get shoved in by Victor like this and allow him to bully you and take these short non-committal trades, you're going to lose. You don't win like this. This is not how Orianna wins. Orianna wins this matchup because she actually has lower mana costs and lower cooldown, so she can actually play the fast game much better than Victor. Um, so we ward on top side, which is okay, but I don't think we're really going to get ganked if we're getting pushed in like this anyway. But still a good ward. We should be leaning onto the top side of the lane here. Yep, and again, like the way we're playing would be fine if we were to go Dorans, but it just doesn't make sense. Still got 3 corrupting pots and it's 3 minutes, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so top gets double killed. We're getting shoved in. Bot's getting shoved in. Let's look for another QW here. Here we go. All right, there's Rek'Sai looking for a double scuttle likely. And because you don't have pressure, I think this is actually going to hurt your Hecarim. If you were bullying really aggressively and shoving this guy under tower, I think that Hecarim might have been able to get bot scuttle, even though the bot lane didn't have pressure, because maybe you would have been able to collapse. I don't know. It would have been close regardless. But anyway, poor Hecarim, now you got three lanes with no pressure. Rek'Sai's in bot river right now. This is worst case scenario, by the way, this sort of trade. The reason this sort of trade is worst case scenario is because remember, you get resistances when the ball is on you. So
Yeah.
Orianna actually has some of the lowest base resistances in the game when the ball is not on you. So if you allow Victor to trade onto you like this, it's worst case scenario. So that's why you always want to be trading and then having the ball back onto as he trades, such that you get those extra resistances. Okay, so all I'm seeing right now is there's no identity. I don't know. I don't understand what the plan is. There's no game plan. There's no heavy trading into tempo reset with TP. I don't know if we're slow building, we fast pushing. I don't know what we're looking to do right now. So this is all
Yeah.
okay. I mean, this is not game losing, but there's just room for optimization. The way you play this early lane is not replicable. This guy
Yeah.
doesn't even know what the hell he's doing as well. This Victor's just like a bot. He's like an AI or something. So I think that what look, this is somewhat replicable if you wanted to allow Victor to shove you in, play off the bounced wave, heavy trade with the minion advantage here, blow through all of Victor's pots. Like, I would be, if I wanted to play this strategy, I'd be all the way up here, getting up in his face, blowing through all of my pots, with the aim of coming back to lane with conserving my TP. That would be the benefit of playing the way you are right now. But to be honest, conserving TPs, Orianna doesn't really do anything anyway, because you don't want to be TPing to side lane skirmishes. So, okay, so we do that. And the reason I know we failed is we've gone through the entire first 4 minutes, 45 seconds, going through all 3 corrupting pots without getting a single pot onto this guy. And this guy went nullifying orb, which is just ridiculous. Like, what? I don't understand. I've never seen that before. The most defensive Victor I've ever seen. Alright, so we come back. We go for a tier and a boots and a amp tomb. We don't have a pink, unfortunately, which is actually quite big. I think pink would have been good. No need to conserve TP here.
Okay.
Again, I would recommend you to watch that article. Read that article, sorry, that I put on the Midland Academy. I wrote one yesterday about utilizing TP, understanding TP. The reason using TP here is good is because you didn't base on a cannon wave, the wave before the cannon. So Victor's able to shove in the next wave. And because he wasn't run he's able to use a lot of abilities on the wave and get it out. In which case, if you had TP, what you would have been able to do is actually hold the wave on your side, and actually force Victor to TP as well. And if he didn't TP, then you would have been able to hold the wave and deny XP and gold from this Victor. So, I mean, there's no need to hold it. I don't think holding it really does anything. The only reason you would hold it is if your intention was to now heavy trade again when Victor comes back and then go for another quick reset with your TP to spend more gold. But again, the reason this is not optimal is because the next wave, he actually ended up basing on a cannon wave. So you can't do anything on this next wave. Okay, so top dies. Hecarim gets a nice little shutdown. There's Rek'Sai on top side. I probably would wait to ward a little bit longer because we do know where Rek'Sai is.
Okay.
Last hitting here, slow build. Makes sense. Now, this guy went a blasting one. Holy moly. Alright. Well, that's big for you. Blasting one's going to delay his lost chapter spike massively, and he didn't even go tier, so that's really good. Bot's winning. Looks like bot's likely going to be your win condition this game. Good aggressive posturing here. I like this.
Yeah, I just feel like I didn't really... Like, I had a game plan in mind, but I just didn't follow through at
Yeah.
all.
We can get to that. We'll come back to this, so don't worry. Nice. That's a very good QW. There's Rek'Sai on bot side. We see him.
Yeah, here it's just simple not looking at the minimap, which is really uncharacteristic, but it happened. I don't know. I need to work on that.
One thing as well, by the way, if I'm gonna be like objective here, you had the slow wave built in here. Look what you could have actually done. You could have actually TP'd behind this misfortune, I'll be honest. Like, even if Hecarim wasn't there, you could have actually... Imagine if Hecarim wasn't there and Hecarim just was, like, clearing up or whatever. You weren't even aware of the fact that there was a ward behind the misfortune.
Um, I can't really remember if I was or not. I don't think I was.
So that's just like one little thing. If you are going to conserve your TP, you might as well look for that sort of thing. But anyway, we play Flash. Now we're going to be under a lot of threat because no Flash into a Rek'Sai is a little bit problematic. So as long as our warding here is good, though, it should be okay. Now we know where Rek'Sai is. Chilling. We're wasting Rek'Sai's time, which is very nice. We've got to be careful because he can go into that tunnel, then tunnel again. Yeah.
Yeah, so that like specific situation happens to me like probably like once every 3 block that I play. Like I'll know that the enemy jungler, jungle and support will be on one side and I'll heavy lean
Yeah.
to the other
Yeah.
side, but I'll still get ganked and die. And
Um.
I know it's because like Rek'Sai double tunneled here, but that happens to me in like a lot of situations,
Right.
not just Rek'Sai.
To be honest, I actually like it that you're kind of pushing limits, and I don't mind that. It says maybe I mean that's potentially it says to me that you're really walking that tightrope, and I like that. I wouldn't beat yourself up about it. I think I would rather you push your limits and figure out why you die in every single one of these situations than playing completely like a bitch and then just like them just insta backing off. You know, I don't mind that. I think that's
Okay.
pushing limits like that and learning what you can and can't do is important for the learning process.
So like in this situation, like is there anything like I could have done there besides just completely walking out of XP range to like not die to this gank?
Um, yes, you could have used your combo way better here. So what you should have done is accept reality. You're all good. You're in a completely fine spot here. The main mistake you make is that you don't have the ball on you. If you had the ball on you, what you insta do is you QWE here and you run away with phase rush. That's why Orianna's so hard to gank like this.
Okay.
That's your mistake here. You waste your W over here. Look. So now you can't proc your phase rush. And remember, the strength of Orianna is that you can use all of your abilities while not stopping. So if the ball was on you, you just click it back to you. You QWE, you run away, it's all good.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
The other thing you can do as well is you can get creative with your ultimate usage. You can just have the ball over here and then alter them back to self-peel. That's another thing as well. So what you'd be able to do, to be honest, what you actually could have done is actually thrown your ball out while you're walking here. Maybe. And like, but then it'd be close because Rek'Sai might close the game.
Yeah, at this point, my
Yeah.
thought process was just ult when either one of them jumps on me and hope I get a kill to trade back.
Again, this is a scenario to use TP. Just use it. No need to hold it.
Okay.
There's no point giving CS here. Just use it ASAP and get a little bit of tempo. Again, you haven't used your TP at all in 8 minutes. You nearly could have used it twice if you'd used it early in the game. So, okay, so we come back. We get a nice little ward out. We get a trinket to one side here.
So here the thought process was like I wanted to help on the play that was gonna happen bot lane, and then I see the scuttle, so I kind of don't want to like reveal that Hecarim is heading down there and make them back off, so I back off, and then Pantheon ends up being in the river.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is all pretty self-explanatory. We've got TP. You can overstay for this and get extra gold because you do have TP, so that's okay. I'll talk about that in the TP thing. I think here, getting your tier 2 boots would probably be a little bit more valuable. Tier
Okay.
2 boots feels quite nice on Orianna. Alright, we come back. For some reason, we don't TP again. You could have TP behind this Victor right now.
I think it's because I see the... Oh, the Victor. Okay. Got you.
Holding our TP. We haven't used our TP a single time this entire game. Alright, so get a nice little kill. We come back. We end up securing the dragon. We get a plate.
And here I knew that this like could happen. I just kind of wanted to like I don't know. I just kind of wanted to limit test it, and I ended up just playing it poorly and dying. I just shouldn't have greeted to hit the tower right there.
Yeah, I don't think you can play it any better. I think you just die. Even if you
Yeah,
use it all better or whatever, it doesn't matter. You die.
I agree.
Yep, that's a bit of just game knowledge with Rek'Sai. Moving on. We'll come back to this stuff. Now, so this is what you said at the start. You wanted to work on your mid game. So if we actually break down where we're at right now, let's actually, when we press tab, let's actually see what we can get from this. It's very important. Identifying in the lull states. What can we see? Top's losing, but you know Sejuani has plenty of utility, so it's not the end of the world if she's behind. Vayne is fed. Ekram's doing okay. You're doing okay now in the 1v1. We've got a dragon. The game's going great. So all I'm looking to do right now is kind of play around my Hecarim. Probably put most of my vision onto the bot side if possible. I wouldn't start Rift Herald, but if the enemy started Rift Herald, I'd be happy to contest. The way this game is going is really, really solid. We don't really need to force anything right now.
And then is like switching to blue trinket like now a good
Too
decision?
early. Too early,
Okay.
man. I wouldn't change that until at least like 18 minutes or something. Just stick with your
Okay.
yellow trinket. I said bot is doing well. Top traded kills. Beautiful. Nice. Really good trade there. Beautiful. Looking good. Alright, we should look to base and just TP because we got our mythic. So let's get this next wave in. Just got to be a bit careful of getting ganked right now. Okay. The reason I said this, be careful of not getting yanked, is I'm scared. We don't really have a very good quality ward here. This is a very small amount of vision. It's not on the Raptors. Pantheon's missing. Rek'Sai is missing. And our jungler is all the way over here. So, we don't have any pressure in bot lane. We have no pressure top lane. And our jungler is all the way over here. And we don't really have appropriate vision. So, yeah, it's just a threat assessment. I'm scared. That's why I'm
Okay.
already right now. I'm very scared. So I think what probably should have happened here is, especially since Pantheon was missing, was just kind of, given your wards and your lack of wards, probably just give and let it and be a little bit more patient and wait for the wave to come out. Or wait for my Hecarim to be in the area.
Okay. Makes sense.
Alright, so I just want to get to the mid game here. And just see what's going on, and we'll go over a few things from the early game here. Okay. Dragon's the next objective. We get a series of kills from these skirmishes. We have TP, so it's not too bad. We get our tier 2 boots. We come back. I still don't think we've used TP the entire game.
Yeah, I think my TP usage is
Um,
especially poor. Or lack of usage.
yeah. So for some reason, you guys give the dragon. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
is the
know.
correct decision here just to walk to dragon and ignore the herald, or?
Yes, because mid tower is gonna die anyway. Look how low it is. So what I would do, I'd just go straight to dragon. It's too late.
Okay.
This whole thing is too late. One or two things is gonna happen. Usually, you want to be basing way before the dragon, shoving the wave out, getting vision, and walking in as a team. But because you guys committed for a play around this blue buff, you guys are all late. So, you got to make the executive call. Are we going to just run straight to the dragon? Or are we just going to trade it off and play for farm on top side? That's where you got to make this call. And you don't really do either. So this is worst case scenario. We don't really get anything for trading this dragon. So yeah, we just don't really do anything here. And we just chase. Oh, nice ult. Good ult. Beautiful. Good stuff. You want to be... I would not go mid right now. I would go straight top. Why did I go... Why would we... Why should you go straight top right now? Instead of going mid here? What do you think?
I mean, I guess it's easier to crack outer towers, right?
Okay, what do we see? Hecarim's dead. Thresher's low. We have no ultimate. We don't really want to fight right now. I mean, it's not like we really want to... All we want to do is probably take a bunch of resources and get a good quality reset in preparation for the Baron or next Rift Tower, whatever it is. If we were to go here and share this XP together and go to that mid tier 2, the chances we are going to be able to get that tower are next to none. Why do I know that? We're versing a Victor.
I mean, they have, yeah, wave clear and
we're low range. I mean, Vayne's low range, and we have no ultimates. We can't dive. We have no threat. Right? So,
yeah.
When I'm in this situation, and I know even getting damage, because the way you should view it, getting damage on a tower is essentially useless in mid game. Damage on tower in the early game is okay because, you know, it increases the chance of getting a rift and getting plates. That's okay. But getting damage on a tower, view it as literally a waste of time. There is many things you could be doing better than getting damage on a tower. It's like the last thing. If all else is done, you've completed every other thing that you could possibly do, then sure, getting tower damage, or you're a siege comp, then sure. But that's not the case here. So, I want to be efficient. I want to get farm. I'll go straight top, go for this tower, start hitting it. I don't even mind overstaying. This is what I talk about in the TP article, is that usually your TP is useful in mid-game, is to overstay on the map, and then when your team is all resetting and coming out of the base, then you can reset. So you can juice and milk the amount of resources you're going to go back to base with, and you can spend that gold and TP straight back.
Okay.
So there's no reason to go here. This is a complete waste of time. You're going to go here, he's going to clear the wave, and oh, whoop-de-doo, we just waste 10 seconds, 15 seconds. When you could have been going top, shoving that wave out, getting more resources, getting those krugs, and getting all this stuff. And now look what's happening. Now you're getting all these resources and your team's resetting and looking for a fight mid when you have no corrupting pot stacks. So this wave would have been all the way out there, and then you would have been able to reset and come back mid with the team. Okay. All right. And you know what? You've actually, in a weird way, actually made Hecarim's life hard. So this is where you need to take control. Okay?
Okay.
So what do we know all the way back here? What's the next objective?
The
Rift, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to happen is we want to reset. We want to shove. And we want our jungler to hover us and our team to hover us topside such that we break this tower, we control this, and we start this on spawn. Now, what happens when you're doing this, Hecarim's like, well, what's happening? Well, you know, I can't hover Orianna topside. She's like getting my camps and the wave's still pushed all the way deep here. We're not ready to fight for this rift hold on spawn, so we can't contest it. Orianna's not ready. She has to reset. She still has to reset. She still hasn't shoved this wave out. So we've got zero control here. You should be already grouping with the team, walking in here together. So right now, Hecarim's like, well, screw this. I can't do anything topside anymore. She still hasn't shoved out top wave. She's not grouping with us on mid lane. So we have to give top lane pressure. And all right, what's the next thing I can do? Hecarim's like, okay, since I can't go topside here, Orianna's just doing her own thing. I'm just going to go bot. So notice a Thresh wants to go topside. Hecarim's like, well, I don't know what the hell Orianna's doing, so I'm just going to go bot side. It's like a bit of a, like a shit fest here. This is all because of you.
Yeah.
All because of you.
It's like a chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction. That's the way League is. It's a chain reaction. You influence other people's decisions whether you like it or not. Based off your positioning, based off your decisions with macro. So, because you're unaware and you're a headless chicken at the moment, you're actually ruining your chances of getting a favorable fight. So if a fight breaks out, it's bad because you're going to have to TP late to a fight. You're sitting on a lot of gold. You have no corrupting pot stacks. We have no pressure, so it's not going to be a favorable fight. No vision control, so it's likely not going to be a favorable fight. So everyone's just running around the map, no idea what the hell to do. So this is where making a call, if you reset, say, okay, cool, I need to go top. Hover me topside. Hecarim, hover me topside. Hecarim will love that because Hecarim wants a solo laner to actually take control of the game and tell him what to do. He wants to, because junglers, Nathan does this, shows it all the time, even high diamond junglers, they literally have no idea what to do post 15 minutes a lot of the time. They're lost. They want the laners to take over. So now what's going to happen is you're likely probably getting a ganked here, or they're getting kills bot side, and we know getting kills bot side does nothing anyway, because there's no objectives on that side of the map. So we're largely shoving here, overextending, we're very scared. We're sitting on a lot of gold right now, and our team's not hovering us. And those kills bot did nothing. So we end up staying for a while. And now look at this. A fire breaks out. Not only are we not here from the start, we're also sitting on 1,300 gold. See how this is just a flow-on effect again. This is not your champion's identity. You're not a split. You're not Fiora. Right? You don't want to come in from the side. You don't want to split, push, and get towers. No, you want to play the front to back with your Vayne, your Fed Vayne, and your Hecarim. And they're waiting for you to be there with them so you can do something. So you've literally made every wrong decision you could possibly make in this scenario. All right, so we come back. We finally group. We're sitting on 1,700 gold, and we've yet to use our TP yet. You could have reset any time now. So now Dragon's coming up. Fight's still breaking out. We have no ultimate, no mana, nothing. We have no corrupting pot stacks. Hecarim is running around killing people. Dragon is coming up in 25 seconds. So we need to insta reset TP back for this dragon here. Alright, we walk here. We get the blue, which is good. We walk straight to the dragon, but because our team's late again, we end up giving it. Which I think
we should have just not fought this, right? Because it's 4v5?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, your Hecarim's a pretty strong member, and you can't contest this. You had to accept reality ages ago that we couldn't contest this.
Yeah.
Hecarim died. You had to trade it off and go topside right now. For Vision, what you would just give it and go top and get this tower, then you'd be able to walk down and get control over here.
Okay, yeah. I remember thinking that this is a bad call, and then I just compensate.
Yeah. And I've seen enough here. I think I can kind of see how this is going to play out. So there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here. Look, I'm gonna put this into two categories. We have the mid game, mid to late game, and we have the early lane. Now, in terms of the early lane, my biggest concern is the lack of game plan. You got to have a hypothesis about what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
The game pace. What sort of pace of lane and trades do you want to take? Do you want to play fast and heavy trade to utilize your corrupting pot to get shit done? Do you want to get shoved in and play very slow, in which maybe Doran's in a more scaling approach suit you? what is your theory about the way you want to play this matchup? I guarantee you, if you look at any high elo matchup of this exact matchup being played, Orianna versus Victor, this is not how it's played. So that's fine though, as long as you come in with a plan and figure and actually have a hypothesis. I don't care. I'm here to help you. We can break this down. My problem with this VOD is that when I'm watching you play, it's like you're off in La La Land. There's no. It's hard to improve. It's hard to
Hmm.
improve, and and I know I'm being very hard on you, Niall. But look, there's really it's hard for me to push you to that next level because Diamond's hard, dude. Diamond, I'm assuming this is like Diamond 4, Diamond 3 ish.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it's a low diamond. Getting from Diamond 4 to Diamond 2, it's about a lot of, like I said in the video, fundamentals, but just having intention with what you're doing. Start to have hypotheses, leveling up your game. You can't afford to just autopilot and chill and relax and win through superior micro. You can't really do that anymore. The game is brutal. So I want you to start having a hypothesis and a game plan every time. And if you're unsure, use me in the Discord, people in the Discord. You come to these reviews and we can break it down and complement this and ask yourself, how do other people play the matchup? When you look at a high elo VOD, why are they playing the matchup the way they were? This lack of game plan was contributing to like aimless resets, no hypothesis around using TP usage, which I recommend you reading that article.
Yeah, I will.
This is having a flow-on effect in every area. You don't know what sort of trades you want to take. You don't know what sort of mini games you want. There's nothing that's replicable here.
Hmm.
So this is that whole area. I would say that there's an element of here where I want you to be more careful about your resets as well in terms of how much gold you want to reset on and the possibility of heavy trading into tempo resetting and all that stuff. So just looking at your resets, I think that's a whole nother area that you might want to look into in your reviews as well. I would say these are the two main areas. I think your warding was not too bad. Your leaning was not too bad. Micro and stuff, obviously room for improvement, but not too bad. I don't think that's the reason you're here in Diamond 4 and not Diamond 2. I think that's okay. In terms of trading patterns as well, I think you understand what you need to do. It's more about the lack of game plan, which is holding you back. So I don't want to go too much further than that. I think this is where I would start to direct your attention for now and start to get into the nitty gritty. I want you to be actively thinking about how you're going to use your TP, how fast you're going to play the lane, how do you want to play the waves, what sorts of trades you want to take, given how heavy trading it is, how you're going to use how often are you going to reset, what sort of mini games and gold amounts you want to go back for, and this is going to tie into your resets and create a nice little beautiful series of events and a lot more replicable, consistent gameplay. And that you might find that you're not comfortable doing this in which a few fundamentals get exposed. Maybe your warding gets exposed, or your leaning gets exposed, or aggressive posturing, whatever it is, an element of this will get exposed, and that's fine. And again, we can get into that. Now, as for the mid game, this is where you're right. Your mid game was disastrous, and I'm. There is no. You won't be able to translate any lead you accrue in the early game if you play like this. So to be more specific, we need to be thinking about first and foremost your champion's identity. Champion's identity. Orianna does not want to get to a fight late, nor does she want to TP into a fight late, nor does she want to come in with low resources. She wants to be there with the team, front to back, controlling zones, getting that vision out, and getting escorted to a side lane. Your champion, it feels like the decisions you were making in the mid game didn't make sense with your champion's identity. So in terms of reference, literally getting what sort of fights and how do you want to play fights out. 2, objectives. There's no calling of lane assignments, what objectives you do and don't want to take, basing and being there for objectives earlier, nothing. There was no awareness of what was going on in reference to these objectives. It was like, okay, if someone made a call for a thing, you would go there, but you're not. It's like you're the one that needs to be taking control of everything. I want you to be I want you to be the conductor. I want you to be the one being obsessed. I gotta be here. I gotta be here because of this. I want this. I want this. I don't want to stay here because I need to be here early. And this ties in again your resetting problem and you're staying on the map with too much gold and low resources, and you're not syncing your recalls. Syncing recalls with team. And I think, again, this all sinks back to playing around objectives, understanding the importance of vision and your champion's identity. It's all kind of like it ties into one whole thing. So again, like I said with the first element of this, please have a hypothesis. Do you want to flank on Orianna if that's what you want to do? Then go for it. I don't care as long as you don't just autopilot it through this shit. Because right now, again, what I'm seeing is just this constant theme of just like you sitting on on a beach in the Bahamas in a one of those lawn chairs with your hands behind your back, doing whatever staring at the clouds. That's what I'm seeing here. If I interpret this game, so you're not going to get anywhere if you continue this. You're not going to be able to push yourself to the next level. So get into it. I would say for right now, this is your number one priority. And I don't think this is really that hard to implement. It's going to take a lot more focus. It's going to take a lot more intensity, a lot more intention, and using your lull states and using your loading screen, sure. But you're capable. You seem like a switched on kid. You can do it. And then again, once this becomes a lot more consistent, you can start to direct a lot of attention here into this mid game, having a hypothesis. And this is where you got to be looking at, hopefully now I've made it very obvious to yourself, your mistakes and how you can actually go about fixing them as well. So I'm sure if you refer back to this VOD as well, this will kind of reignite that.
Yeah,
Make
I
sense?
feel like kind of like what caused this to happen is I spent so much time like caring about like my leaning and my warding and my jungle tracking that I kind of lost sight of like what I should actually be doing in lane.
Mm,
And then yeah, it just spiraled out into this. So
that's
this is
great.
definitely good.
Great. And that's what I'm here for, man.
Um,
Put you on back on
yeah,
track. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you progress over the next few weeks. And keep at it, man. Keep at it.
yeah. Well, thank you. This is great.
No problem at all, man.
So.
Glad I could help you out. All right.